Okay, well, here we are, Firecracker Night 2023, 48th Annual Firecracker Tournament. As you can see, Hardhats currently are 3-0 in the tournament. They are sitting second in the standings behind Next Level Baseball, who just took a 3-0 lead here after winning 10-2 over Pueblo a moment ago. I'm currently in the booth with a Hardhats legend here. We've got Dylan Marsh as the color tonight.
Thanks for having me, Oliver.
We are all set for some baseball. Hardhats going to play Missoula. Missoula 1-2 so far. They could get into the top. They could get into that 2-3 game or that 3-4 game if they get a win here. They got a win last night. They lost both theirs in the first two games of the tournament against some pretty tough teams. I guess I'll get you the lineup for the Hardhats. Leading off, third baseman is Aiden Roberts. Second base, Wyatt Reeder will be at the 2, followed by right fielder Harry Good at 3. First baseman Alex Dietrich will clean up. Then DH will be Hayden Hollick at the 5. Then center fielder is going to be Ridge Inhofer. Coach has been liking him in center. He'll be playing 6th. Then catcher will be Philip Bentz, moved back down in the lineup. He was first and second in the first two games that he played here. He is going to be at the 7 hole. Left fielder will be Zeke Farley playing his natural position, and shortstop will be Dom McKnight at the 9. Then we have Palmer Jacobs. He had talked to me about this. He is getting his firework night. He said that he was promised it last year and didn't get it. This year he has been given it for this night. All good. So then for Missoula, leading off for them, center fielder Carter Taylor. Then third baseman Sam Matosic will be at the 2. Catcher Jace Bycarry will be 3rd. Cleaning up is right fielder Harry Black. He was at the 5 and the 8 in the last two games here for Missoula. Then the first baseman Easton Reimers, he's been doing pretty well. He'll be at the 5. Then DH Owen McGuinn, he started last game, earned that win against, earned a very interesting win, allowed 7 runs, earned 4 of them, and still got the win for Missoula in their 12-9 win over the Premier West team from Arvada. Then shortstop Luke Thorne will be at the 7. Second baseman will be Colin Boyce. He will be 8th. And left fielder will be Rylan Davis at the 9, with Chris Compton, instead of playing the field, he'll be pitching. So we're going to be set here in a moment. Those are your lineups. It's Roberts, Reeder, Good, Dietrich, Hollick, Inhofer, Bentz, Farley, and McKnight, with Palmer Jacobs on the mound for the Hardhats.
Gutsy call here, but I think Palmer's going to have a great night. I walked into the facility and walked back to the conference room to get water. And I walk in and Palmer's in there, tarps off, with his earbuds in, looks a little locked in. I'm kind of excited to see him get his firework night. He's been asking for this for, since last year. He was pretty sour that he didn't get it last year, and I feel like we've talked enough about it that he's going to come out and show out tonight.
Apparently, he also sent out a team memo to dress nice before the game, and I saw some people looking suave.
The fellas showed up in their suits today. I don't know why when I leave they want to start doing suits, because I recommended that a couple times. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
To the fellas.
Yeah. But I saw Jaden Moreno looking pretty good. Dom apparently didn't have a suit, so he didn't wear anything nice. But it's okay. He's in his Sunday best right now here in the white uniforms. We do have the special Navy hard hats on and some Navy socks. I believe those are all being sold at a silent auction at the front right now for the end of the game. Hard hats coming off of a great win. They were down 5-0. They were down. Was it 5-0 last night? You would know.
It was 5-0.
5-0. Okay. And then came back 1-7-5. Had that great sequence. Homer Harry, Homer Dietrich, triple Farley, and then you got the double to bring him in. Pretty much all back to back there in the lineup. I think Hollick had something in the middle, but
Hollick got walked. That was a big night for the seniors last night. I was happy to see all of us come out. This group's been together for 3 years now, 4 years, and of us 4. Me and Harry have been playing together since we were 8, 9. So it was cool to see the seniors come out and do that. It's been a long time coming type of thing. It's kind of like a bittersweet, for me anyway. It's a bittersweet end to it. So
Yeah. Well, it was pretty poetic out there. It was nice. I tape measured the Harry Good homer last night, 371 over that Watiki billboard in left center.
absolutely tank.
Yeah, totally. So as you can see, the standings. I will pull off here. The Hardhats would move into first place tonight, playing this one, and tomorrow they get to play next level in the next game in their final game of pool play. So it would be an undefeated matchup, most likely. Next level, I believe, has one more game against Missoula. So they'll play Missoula as well, and assuming they win that, it would be a 4-0 versus 4-0 matchup in the final game of pool play tomorrow night, which would be a picture perfect ending, probably for a trip to the title game if Pueblo finishes work against Rocky Mountain. The Expos got a walk-off earlier today. That was really fun. They got an upset over Rocky Mountain, who was about to move to 3-1. The Expos filling in for Rock Canyon, who canceled, Rock Canyon High School from Colorado. They canceled before this, so the Expos filling in a few games there, and they finished out that one with a 5-4 4-run bottom of the 7th and a walk-off.
The Expos are hot right now, coming off being like Mercy, the 320's varsity team, and they come in and fill in for the tournament. They're well coached. Caldwell's doing a really good job with them, those kids have the grit to win, and they're fun. That's a fun team to watch. That's a fun Expo team to watch in general. Last year's team not bad by any means, but the definition of grit, you get a picture of the Post 22 Expos this year, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing they think they can't do
exactly.
as well.
They've
got crazy confidence.
They're young. They're loud. They run the bases. Baseball team.
Absolutely. Really good performance out there put out by Broden Sales. He went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, earned, put up quite a few Ks, and was able to pretty much set up the comeback after a little bit of relief work in the 7th. But all in all, pretty good. This is, speaking of 320, we do have 2 new people for the first time experiencing the fireworks night and the hype that comes around it. I mean, I myself I'm new here, joining for the 2023 season, but Hayden Leidy coming over from 320 and Bridge Inhofer from Sturgis, both are senior and super senior that are going to experience their first one here. Also, Aiden Roberts, new promotion. He's going to be here. He was an Expo at the start of the season. There were a couple others like that. That were that same way. I believe Willis Lemmer, first year
varsity. His first firework next tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be something special.
Moreno.
Yeah, true. And then Declan Shirley.
Declan, freshman on varsity. I mean, hey man, don't imagine if I was a freshman on varsity, I'd see this crowd. Me and you already talked about it, but my first firework night was let off. A little scared, not gonna lie. It's a little different when all the seats are filled and then some.
Yeah.
You start seeing people come over to the side of the grassy areas. It's like you really know you're playing in front of a lot of eyes when you see that.
Absolutely.
A little bit. I don't know if that's just me. A little bit of added extra pressure, but
I'm sure it's got to feel that way. It doesn't feel like that for Palmer. He's gonna shake hands with everybody in the order. He doesn't do high fives. He's locked in.
He's locked. He wants it bad. He has metastasized over here.
Nice. I'm a big fan of these jerseys here for Missoula. We'll get back to that in a second. We're going to have a national anthem. I believe we have a full color guard coming out to do that as well.
We remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, our wounded warriors, our Gold Star families, and all of our loved ones who have been touched by the horror of war. Their sacrifices have given meaning to our values and ideals, and for that, we thank them. A grateful nation will always remember, respect, and appreciate these heroes. Tonight, we honor our fallen heroes of South Dakota who have served for our country. Randall C. Anderson, the Vietnam War. Edmund W. Five, the Vietnam War. Marvin E. McGallis, Vietnam War. And J. Hawkinson, Vietnam War. Once again, we're privileged to honor our fallen heroes of South Dakota. And at this time, we'd like to please welcome the Post-22 American Legion Color Guard. Players and fans, please remain standing at the end of the national anthem until the color guard leaves the field. And here to honor our great country with the singing of the national anthem, the group Rain Dance from Rapid City, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Special thanks once again to
All right, there we go. Great rendition of the national anthem. The microphone did them a little dirty, but all in all, it's a great start to Firecracker night. Both teams wearing a little bit of. I wanted to, in honor of those the navy blue hard hats, I was thinking that we could use blue on the scoreboard, but no. I really do like these Missoula jerseys, though. They're wearing navy and silver, very similar to Nevada Wolfpack kind of colors there. So I think you'd see Kaepernick or who else was there? Virgil Green.
Yeah, Virgil Green.
I don't know why it goes to Virgil
Yeah,
Green.
I know, right? It beat me to it, though.
I'm sure there's been other great players from there, but it always goes to Virgil Green and Kaepernick. But there we go.
Green and simple. I love the navy blue.
Well, and I like when you use a light color that isn't white on a jersey. It really brings something out. I like jerseys that are entirely non-white. This is one of those. It takes a lot of creativity to come up with one of those.
And his youngest son, Aaron, who will be 10 before, currently plays for the Hardhats.
So we'll get a first pitch here. It does count. That's close enough. I'll give it a strike. Throwing to Aaron. The roach to roach. They're going for fist bumps. Oh, the boys are feeling it. They're jumping up and down.
I've never seen the team so locked in. These guys, they look like they wanted to win tonight. You can tell by the atmosphere in the facility. When I walked in, it was like, oh, these guys want it. Like, they're ready.
Oh, yeah.
Should be a good game.
Well, after the veteran, where there was some, iffy kind of going around, and by the end of day number 2, it was kind of clear the Hardhats were not in it. This is one where they could take the lead of the entire tournament tonight here in the Firecracker.
Something that I've never experienced as a varsity player, and I think it'd be really cool to see. And we got our guy on the mound. I think it might happen tonight. Feeling pretty good about it.
The big thing is it'll probably be a league game tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Against Next Level.
Yeah, and I think that's why I want to see on the mound against Next Level. Not
Yeah.
just the Palmer, but I think Lee's going to look really good against that team.
It's either Palmer or Lee are co-aces as to who that is. If Palmer wants this, give it to Lee. If Lee wanted it, Palmer wanted the other game, that's that. But looking like both of those teams will come into it 4-0 in pool play, and that'll be the final game. So 3 consecutive great nights. You got senior night, you got Firecracker night, and then probably the game of the tourney.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. And then Hardhats will play 4:30 no matter what on Tuesday. Looking like right now, possibly in the 1, but gotta watch out for if Next Level beats, then you gotta pay attention to Pueblo.
Right.
Pueblo 3-1. They will play against Rocky Mountain tomorrow. We beat Rocky Mountain last night 7-5, and the tiebreaker that is going on there, I'll splash it again. Tiebreaker is runs allowed per innings pitched. Currently, the Hardhats have a better one, but they haven't played Next Level, which I'm sure will allow a few runs. At some level. So there's going to be something there. Got to make sure that they keep the runs down tonight and tomorrow, just in case of a tiebreaker in that effect, because neither of them will go head to head. It'll go to that tiebreaker.
Absolutely. Right. It's been a good year for this tournament. I mean, we usually invite back River Park. River Park didn't come this year. River Park was the team to beat last year. They're kind of like that Next Level team.
From which state?
They're from California.
Oh, really?
River Park, California came out. Now we got this Next Level baseball team out of North Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nashville.
Never get my Carolinas right, but we see a lot of. You usually get these powerhouse teams at the Firecracker, and it's really fun to watch because these kids, they're not from around here.
And it's great to see all of them enjoying the scenery so much.
Oh, yeah.
They love being out here, and it's like for us, it's like, yeah, this is great, but I see it every day.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's great to see how excited everybody gets. The North Carolina team, 2-day trip, 21 hours.
Right. I saw them at the mall when I was coming up before the Firecracker.
Really?
Yeah, and I was talking to them. Really cool kids.
Oh, I'm
They're
sure.
loving the scenery out here. Can't beat the hills.
No, definitely cannot. It's a gorgeous park too. So 1-2, keep it foul. So the strike on the first pitch not mattering again. It's a 1-2 count. Missed by the scoreboard operator, but all in all. So Palmer, not a crazy K guy. That's ground up the middle. He gets a few. Played, and McKnight throw to first. Off a hop, fielded cleanly. Out number 1.
So what's crazy good about Palmer? He's productive when it comes to the strike zone. He throws strikes and lets them hit it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always my philosophy as a pitcher. Don't try to get too cute. Let them put it. Batters get themselves out.
That's true. Well, person who exemplifies that most is Eli. He throws 70, 60, something like that. and he has like, I mean, he allowed the most runs last night, but he went full game,
Right.
got the win, and I think he doubled his runs on the season because he had like 2 over 40 innings.
Right.
Taking high 2-0.
Realize the definition of location. He's kind of like our Greg Maddox.
Yeah. I always think Richard Blyer is a big guy like that. He never gets Ks. It's all browned outs, and he stays around forever because of it. That's off. So 3-0.
Talking about the lefty for the Marlins?
He's been on a million teams.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
say,
probably
he's got to bounce
correct.
around, right? Yeah.
So if he's on the Marlins now, that's good. 3-0. Okay, so Palmer issues a walk. That is to Matosic, the second man up. That'll bring up Jace Bycarry. Nothing to be too concerned about, though. Put a man on, 1 out. And even when the Hardhats did go down 5 last night, they were able to come back. All right. Grounded through the gap. That's going to get towards the left center gap, and he'll stay at second. So a single there. 2 men on, 1 out. Jace Bycarry, first hit of the night. So now I'm getting a little more worried, but Henry Black going to come up. He's the cleanup man. He moved all the way from the 8th to the cleanup in this tournament so far. He's had a pretty good one all in all. So excited to see that. He had a good game. He's shaking. He's getting ready.
I'm trying to think about the Firecracker. There's always each team always kind of just has a kid that is hotter than a pistol. I don't know how to explain.
I don't know how to say that for the Hardhats because we've got 3.
Yeah, I know.
We've got Ridge, we've got Aiden. Harry's been doing pretty well, but it's also Harry. Dietrich is the guy.
Dietrich's the guy right now.
He sure is.
If you want someone up right now to get a hit, Dietrich's the guy right now. So
Yeah.
is Harry. Ridge has been
great. So in the tournament so far, Ridge Inhofer 4 for 8, 3 runs, a homer, a triple, a double, and 3 RBIs. Dietrich is 3 for 8 with 4 runs, 3 RBIs, and a homer as well. That's going to be floated into left. Going after it, Farley. Underneath it. Falling down, maybe. He makes the out. Man will stay. He started to stumble a little there as he was backpedaling. I don't know what caused that, but his knees almost buckled.
Playing quarterback out in left field right there.
Yeah. Totally. So we've got, now coming up, we have Eric Reimers, actually, who I would consider the best hitter for Missoula in this tourney so far. For Reimers, he is, where have I got him? I've got him down on the sheet somewhere. Anyways, he's like, I think he's 3 for 8 and has several good and maybe 3 runs, 4 RBIs, something in that park. I thought I had him written down on my best of list, but 1-0. Jacobs trying to get out the inning, swing and a miss, 1-1. So 1-1, 2 men on. Seems like there's a few bugs out there. I see somebody swatting at one near his face. It is humid. They opened up the reservoir a little bit more this morning. So the creek out there in right is flowing a little bit heavier. So 2-1. Reimer's the first baseman. Made a few errors out there, but made up for it with his bat. Pop up, and calling for it. McKnight loses his hat, makes the grab. Out number 3, and the Hardhats allow none in the top of the first. They will go into the bottom of the first, trying to take the lead. So we got a do-up of Roberts, Reeder, and Good. That's been pretty successful so far. Roberts batting .500. Reeder coming back and not missing a beat, and Good, of course, doing his thing.
Per usual.
Yeah, standard Harry Good stuff.
Getting it done.
He's 3 for 9 with a few walks. He has a homer, of course. He's got, I think it's 4 or 5 RBIs and 2 runs in this thing. So, yeah. I mean, he leaves the. I talked about it last night. Very good. Hit that homer, and immediately he took the lead in the for the season home run list. And one pitch later, Dietrich caught him. Wasn't gonna let that happen.
It's kind of a little bit of friendly banter in the dugout with them right now. It's kind of fun. It's like,
I'm sure, because that's what happened in Pier too.
yeah,
Harry took the lead, and then
Dietrich
Dietrich got it, and then he hit he's had 3 homers in the last week.
just when it hits July, things start getting hot.
Oh yeah.
It's that streakiness. It's happened all my years on varsity. It's like, okay, we get to July, who's gonna start heating up, who's not, who's gonna keep it rolling for us.
I will add, we are the Hardhats 6-1 since seeing Livy Dunn.
The Livy Dunn effect is going crazy right now. I don't know what to tell you. Ever since we saw her, I mean, the hiccup in Pier happened, but I mean,
Those were 2 really good wins in Omaha, and now they're 3-0 in the tourney.
Something about that woman.
Yeah, I got to see her on the golf cart. I got a video from Tate Crossway going, ah, as she came by there.
I point that out to the fellas. Everyone was looking away, and I was watching on the like, because the cop pulled around, and I was like, okay, he's getting someone important. And I was like, oh, it might be Livy. And sure enough, he comes speeding by. It was Livy. I was like, oh.
That was a great game there. You got to see an LSU victory heading to the College World Series. They eventually won it. Also a Livy Dunn effect, possibly. So, 0-1. There, wait, was that taken for a ball? Was that low?
It was a strike.
It was a strike, okay. So, that is the pitcher, Compton. Swing and a foul tip. So, 0-2 now to Roberts. Roberts is batting 5 for 10 and has 5 runs. So pretty much every time he's gotten on base, he's came around to score. Him and Dom really good at that. That is swatted over to second base, handled, throw to first in time. So they retire Roberts, first out of the game recorded.
What I will say about Aiden Roberts is that I have more confidence when he gets 2 strikes than when he doesn't. That kid is such a hard out to put away when he gets deep into that count.
It's him and Phil like that.
Yeah, just like would refuse to give in when they get to 2 strikes.
Absolutely. So, Compton. So that's a strike 1 there. We're going to Reeder. I always forget he's a lefty.
Throws righty, bats lefty, and he's also Canadian.
What a weird guy. Fouled off. 0-2.
Great hockey player.
Oh, I bet. There's a ton of them. There's Hollick, Dietrich. Is good?
Farley.
Farley. It's Farley. So all of them, they all play hockey together, and Reeder among them. I think Dietrich the only defenseman.
Reeder's
the defenseman.
Yeah.
There we go. That one's hit. Ooh, caught. Good play. Matosic throws to first in time. So good play there by Sam Matosic. Gets the liner. So up comes Harry. First two put away by Compton. Missoula starting out pretty well. Missoula started out their last game with 2 shutout innings, and they took the lead 10-0. And then in the next 2, they allowed a 9-run comeback and nearly squandered the 10-0 lead. And then they put them away for the final 3 innings and won 12-9. All right, good.
Had to spice the game up.
Takes it. Yeah, really. No lead is safe. Premier West came back from 7-0 down as well earlier this morning in a 15-13 instant classic. Swing and a miss. Ball comes out the glove of the catcher, but it's 0-2 now to Harry Good. Compton dealing so far. I was worried because all the kids run after the foul balls. There's so many here tonight. Hopefully nobody gets trampled.
Always a big night. Always a big night for foul balls up during Firecracker night.
Oh, you'd have to think so. At a certain point, I mean, you could get $1 giving them back, but souvenir from Firecracker night might be worth it. Grounded up the middle, and shortstop retrieves. Throw to first in time. So 1-2-3 inning for Compton. Both teams unable to score in the first inning, and top of the second, game still tied 0-0. So a trio of groundouts, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. And we enter the top of the second, facing the 6, 7, and 8 will be Palmer Jacobs. Compton, great work out there to start it. So he stranded 2 his last time up. Palmer Jacobs looking to do this. He told the whole team to go formal before the game. He's on the basis of look good, play good. Don McKnight did not go formal, so I hope he, I hope that he still plays good. That's all I'm gonna say. Hollick was in something nice. I saw Ridge in a very tasteful white shirt. Jaden Moreno had some shades on and did his hair a little nice. The whole deal.
What can I say? The fellas clean up nice.
They do. They do.
When we try to look good, we do it pretty all right.
Well, it's the big night. Lemmer, is that Lemmer there jumping the fence? I think it is, because Reeder's back, so somebody's not going to be 18 anymore. That's what Lemmer used to be. I mean, he's still 18 in age, but that's a hit. So first man is hit by a pitch, putting on McGuinn. Will bring up the shortstop, Thorne. Thorne having a so-so tournament so far. I believe he's about 2-8, something like that. Hitting 2,500 with a couple of runs, and he's no errors at shortstop. Can't complain about that part of things. That's a strike, edge of the plate, strike 1.
Talking about this earlier, Missoula's very well coached. If someone's not getting it done at the plate, they play great in the field. Like, they're like us. That's probably through all my years on varsity, they're a team that's the most like us. Doesn't yell, doesn't talk, doesn't do anything, just keeps it straight up, keeps it simple.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, their coach has been there for years on years. So, well coached team.
I would say them, and I don't know, Cheyenne is pretty.
Cheyenne's like that too.
Yeah.
Very formal, very straight up, good team, good organization. Great history. Comes through all of it.
Yeah, well, Cheyenne not invited to this tourney. We played them enough. 8 times is enough. That's a strike. So that's going to be a strikeout looking on 3 pitches. Palmer Jacobs, first K of the night. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter. That is Colin Boyce. I believe Boyce had a 2-run shot last time in the Missoula game against Premier West as a part of that 10-run rally. I'll double check that, but I think that's the case. Palmer's first pitch inside, ball 1. Also a little bit high. Am I right? No, he didn't, but he got aboard twice, scored a run, got an RBI. All in all, okay game there for Boyce. And so, yeah, a lot of big players in this tournament. John Gonzalez doing tremendous. He's 7 for 10 with plenty of RBIs as the cleanup man for next level. Then there's Easy Rojas. He is, I believe he's 7 for 9 with 2 homers, a double that bounced off of the Highmark logo out there and left. And other than that, he has like 5 runs. He pitched 4 innings before getting hit finally in the 5th by Next Level in that most recent game we just had between Next Level and the Pueblo. So I know some of you were watching that to see when this one would start. I'm sure you got to see Easy and some of those teams. Those are 2 of the foremost teams in this tournament that the Hardhats have to compete against. Man took off, but he'll come back. Fly ball. Hope nobody gets hit. They do. But they put up an arm from a dad out there. And, oh wait, not an out. It felt like an out. 2-2. Get a little disoriented. Game number 5 of the day. I've been doing this since 9. Luckily, my dad filled out the first 2. I'll be doing solo for all 5 of tomorrow, though. Grounded. He'll do the 11. All right. So, very good. All right. So that'll be a single, second hit of the game for the Missoula Mavericks. And once again, 2 men on, 1 man out. This is the same situation as the first here for Palmer Jacobs. He got a pair of flyouts to end that inning.
You want this guy for Palmer, the 9-hole. So you want him. I want a ground ball to shorter second right now.
Well, it's Rylan Davis. He's been catching and playing left so far in this tourney. He was 2 for 4 in his first game as an outfielder, then went 1 for 4 in the second game as a catcher. So I believe that's a 3 for 8. He's doing pretty well. Not your normal 9-holer, but is a catcher, a little bit slower than most.
Some coaches take that 9-hole seriously. Torby takes that 9-hole seriously.
He's been filling it up with Kiefer and Reeder and McKnight. It's the second leadoff for a reason.
Absolutely. You want someone solid to round off that lineup.
Good defense and a solid contact guy is ideal.
Right. Run a little bit.
0-2. Grounded up the middle. It's going to get through. Going into center. Ridge Inhofer picks it up. Nope. Bobbles it. 1 run will come home. Missoula takes the lead on the RBI single from Ryland Davis. And the Mavericks are out on top early. They'll come and talk. Ball given back there to Palmer. He's still looking for out number 2. So that wraps back round. Carter Taylor, the leadoff man, is going to come on. Up to bat. He grounded out. He hits it up the line. Roberts knocks it over. He steps on the bag just in time. Barely gets the lead runner. Yeah, he knocks it down, picks it up, scampers over, puts his foot on the bag, and the second out recorded on a fielder's choice. That'll allow Taylor to first and the left fielder Davis to second.
Take your outs where you can get them. Love saying that. Take your outs where you can get them.
Especially if it's a man on third.
Right.
So out number 2. That brings up Sam Matosic. He made a great play in the bottom of the first defensively. And got a walk in the first, came around to score. He got to second and was stranded by Palmer. So we'll see. He took a walk last time. It's 0-1. That was a 4-pitch walk. This is the first strike he's seen from Palmer. That's going to be popped into center. It'll get down. Ridge Inhofer scoops it. He's going to throw home. It's a good throw, but off the target. And that'll allow a second run to score. Another RBI single. The train keeps moving. Missoula now leads 2-0.
Missoula coming out fiery tonight.
They are. They know the importance of this occasion as well. They've been here a few times. And so, yeah, Ryland Davis comes around. That'll bring up Jace Bicary, who was the cleanup man for most of this tournament. He is catching tonight and has 2 men on. He got a single last time, but didn't come around or bring anybody in. Palmer trying to get out of this. Palmer sometimes has these, like in Yankton. Yeah. There was a Yankton game there where Palmer allowed a few in the first couple and then just settled down and, easy sailing there for the rest of the game. He finished out I believe it was a 7-inning win.
Sounds right. Right. That's one thing about Palmer, playing with him over the years and everything. He's a big comeback to earth type of guy. Like, he gets touched up a little bit.
Let's slide into right. Underneath it good. Makes the out. So, 2 are stranded, but 2 more are plated. Mavericks take the lead here in the top of the second. Hardhats will get their chance to respond. Missoula out front early.
Like I was saying, Palmer Jacobs, playing with him over the years, he's a big comeback down to earth guy. He's like, he gets touched up a little bit, he has no problem going right back out there and competing and throwing it in there, letting him hit it still. It's what makes him such a valuable asset to the team.
Oh, that's great. And then also, we've seen him used. There was a moment in there where we weren't using starters. Coach Torvey was experimenting until the bullpen got more confidence. He believes that I think that it's good now in that front in respect, but he was able to. He was filling in relief 2 times in Fargo. He got a save and a win in there, had some great moments. And so, even as a reliever for things like state tournament, he's a valuable asset, even if he's not starting for you.
Big bench presence guy, too. He does great on the bench.
I hear he took a complete game 6 during that 17-4 win against Millard West.
Well, he did. I go out there with the POs, we're running pulls, we're trying to stay in shape and everything. But we get back into the dugout, and me and Palmer sitting on the bench drinking our water. He looks at me, he says, I'm doing the perfect sit. And I was like, what's the perfect sit? He's like, I'm not standing for this whole game.
And then we won 17-4 over a team that had finished second in state. So I'd say I'm working pretty well.
Yeah.
Palmer can't sit tonight, though.
Yeah.
He has duties.
Yeah.
So in that inning, 3 hits for Missoula, 2 runs, both of them earned to Palmer Jacobs, no errors, and 2 men are left aboard. Now, coming up, red hot, Alex Dietrich. He'll lead this off. Foul ball. A beautiful chime there. Dietrich hitting a very good 3 for 8 with 4 runs, 3 RBIs, and a homer last night, following Goods. He also had, I believe, 6 RBIs and 2 homers, including a grand slam here in the middle of the week. So he's just having an incredible week, a big fantasy ad. 1-1. That's going to be hit into right along the line. It's going to
drop in for
hit in. So he's going to hold up at first, the throw to second in time, but that bloops along the right field line, and that'll be enough for a leadoff single for Alex Dietrich.
Isn't it crazy whenever someone's hot, it doesn't matter whether they hit the ball hard or not, it just seems like it drops in for a hit. That's Alex Dietrich right now.
And then it pays you back when you're cold, and you hit a good ball and it goes straight to the guy.
Yeah, this is the way it works sometimes.
Yeah. Baseball likes to reward your streakiness. It'll bring up Hayden Hollick. I believe he's still the RBI king on our team at the moment. Harry Good might have caught him. Hollick had a big series in Yankton, put up 6 RBIs there, and did very well at the end of that Omaha series, or that Omaha tournament, bringing in runs. That's going to be fouled off, but I think he's still on top. I can't quite remember. Harry Good was behind him by 2 or 3 entering the Omaha, so it's pretty close right now.
Had a tight stretch for offensive statistics last year. You know, last year we kind of just had Mars and Wyatt and Zeke. I take that back. Never mind. We usually got 3 guys there.
That's high. Bobbled by the catcher. Mike Carey picks it back up all day. I just remember there was 2 weeks in there where Dom was hitting like 500. He kept on stealing every base, and that Hollick was bringing him in every day. That's low.
Dom was laying down drag bunts, getting to second after stealing, sometimes third, steal all the way around, and then here comes Hayden Hollick, line drives to the gaps.
Yeah.
Casually, making it look easy.
I mean, he was really cooking there. And then when Roberts did it, there were a couple weeks in there where he was just farming RBIs with Roberts and McKnight and Hollick. That is a walk. He'll set down the bat respectfully.
He's the guy you want up the plate right now. This guy's hot.
He's the other guy. He's the other guy on this team. The only one currently batting 500 now that Roberts got out in the first. He is Ridge Inhofer. He has hit everything that you can hit so far. He has a single, a double, a triple, and a homer so far in this tourney, and that's across 2 games. 3 games. He also has a few walks in there. And that's a strike. So Compton trying to settle himself down. He's reaching the same situation that Palmer faced, but without any outs.
Big spot here.
Yeah, Inhofer turned into an everyday guy here, the super senior. Played 4 years for the Sturgis Titans. That's crushed into the gap. That's going to get to the wall. So Dietrich rounding third. He's going to come on in.
We see Hollick, too.
Yeah, Hollick's coming around, going for third. Ridge gets his second triple of the tournament. That's a stand-up triple. He brings home 2. This game is tied.
Gosh, man, like I said, that's the leading one up at the plate right now. Just continues to hit line drives, continues to get on base, extra base hits, I've gone in and hit with Ridge, multiple nights over the season. Me and him were hitting almost every day up until about Omaha. And gosh, when I say he is, the kid thinks a lot, but hey, it's working for him, so why change anything?
That's true. And he's also turned out to be he knocks it over to second. Inhofer stays. And out number 1. He doesn't need to go anywhere. There's still 2 more outs. Phil Benz, he grounds one over to second. 4-3 put out. First out of the inning. Yeah, I might notice that. He doesn't need to though, just in case.
Here comes Missoula with baseball tactics. They're pinching already.
Yeah, but it's Zeke Farley. You don't. I think they're afraid they're going to nibble. You can't nibble against Zeke. He will take everything.
Right.
That was something that was in Omaha. There were a few umps out there that called a very wide outside part of the zone.
Yeah, just was given the whole entire batter's box.
And it was Zeke got a few strikeouts looking, and it really got on his nerves. And he's been a little bit cold lately, but he opened it up last night. He got a triple. He got a walk, I think. I think he made it twice to base. Starting to heat back up. He will hopefully return back to that leadoff or at least secondary role in the lineup here at some point.
When he gets around his birthday time, it's like he was last year, just locked in, didn't miss a beat. So we're really gonna need him come in and start getting hot again.
Absolutely.
Vital part of the lineup.
Totally. I mean, the 1-2 of him and Mars at the beginning of this year even was great. I mean, I'll be honest, we have missed a lot of Mars. He has a back issue, I understand?
He has a geez, I can't even get this wrong because he's gonna get up on the stream and tell me that I'm wrong. He has a pars fracture in his back, and he's experiencing something with his hamstring, I believe. So, Mars, if you're watching and listening, if I'm wrong, please don't correct me. Text me privately. But I think that's what he's battling, and he's the same way that I went out. He's like, I want to get ready for college. We're on to bigger and better things. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not better things, but we're on to bigger things.
Yeah.
Next chapters of life.
Yeah. All right, pitch here, swing and a miss. So full count now here for Zeke Farley, 3-2-1. He's got Inhofer on third, a well-placed ground out, a fly out, would do anything, and he'd happily take a walk if they're offering. The payoff pitch taken outside, there it is. So Zeke Farley gets aboard on a walk, and up comes Dom. I mean, you give Zeke $1 for every full count walk he takes, he could probably fill up the tank for a full, for a full year.
That's what I'm saying. That he understands his strike zone very well. That's a kid who, the difference I've seen in him from last year to this year, understands his strike zone way better. Maybe the stats don't show it that well.
Well, he leads our team in walks.
He does lead our team in walks, and that's what.
Oh, they're gonna check on him. He's safe, not by a ton.
Understand the strike zone. He's come a long way with that. I think it's gonna do nothing but benefit him in college.
I bet. Where's he off to, by the way?
He's going to Baker Community.
Okay.
I believe.
Because I didn't see him sign or anything.
Baker's in Kansas.
Kansas, apparently.
Yeah.
But Baker sounds right. All-State selection 2022. Bunt put down. It's going to have a little backspin. It's not going to be. He's safe. He steps on the bag. So a successful bunt. Not even goes foul. Going for third. He realizes nobody's covering, and he steals third. Zeke Farley heads up base running, and that'll do it. So a single that was gonna go, or a bunt that was gonna roll foul, I think.
Missoula decides to pick it up in that situation. Interesting. Corby loves running that play. Drag ball with a runner on third with someone fast, takes off home. We won a game in the state tournament last year because of that. I'm not gonna say who it was. Me.
That's great.
But Torby, what I've realized playing for him, he loves that play. He loves getting strategic when runners are on third and we need to run.
Yeah, so a stolen base on the confusion there. The Hardhats score their third run at the inning. That'll give them the lead here, 0-1. They lead 3-2 in the bottom of the second here. Hardhats do need to make sure they keep the runs low today. If that'll throw back, McKnight safe. He's a very dangerous stolen base candidate. I believe he's now one behind Zeke. They're pretty much neck and neck. And that's crazy because McKnight played like 20 fewer games. That's thrown down. There it is. Stolen base. So 2 men in scoring position, both very fast. And up to bat is another fast man. That's Aiden Roberts.
The kids that I kind of, hang out with more on the team are Zeke, Dom, Mars, and Palmer. Those conversations get heated. When it comes to stolen bases, batting average, all that stuff.
Really?
Hot topic for all of us. Like, kind of a little bit of like playful.
It's fun for Palmer.
Yeah.
He's the only man with he's the only one with innings this year, and then of course he doesn't have a batting average, so he gets to stay out of that and just egg it on, I guess.
Yeah, big instigator. Palmer loves pointing stuff out.
Oh sure. Then there's. I'm surprised. I've never seen Hollick pitch. He pitched in relief of a game, and then he finished the save. That's going to be hit hard off of Matosic, the third baseman. They make the play at first, so nobody moves lest they get tagged out. Nobody would be able to move into third because the ball was there, and Zeke wouldn't have been able to take off at all. So out number 2 recorded on the ground out. That'll bring up Wyatt Reeder. So 2 men in scoring position. A single would totally bring them both in. There are 2 outs, contrary to what the scoreboard says. 0-1. Compton trying to keep this thing tight. All right. The 0-1 going to be hit high into center. Underneath it is Taylor. Makes the grab. So 2 men stranded. Hardhats put in 3 though, and they come back from 0-2 down. They take the lead entering the top of the 3rd. So there we go. To recap that inning for the Hardhats. Hardhats put up 3 hits. They scored 3 runs. All 3 of them earned. There were no errors, and there were 2 men left aboard in that one. So going into the 8th, Hardhats are up 3-2 over Missoula.
What I've noticed as we get deeper into the months of summer and stuff like that, I start hitting July, is that it feels like the team's starting to go on like a really big run. It's like, yeah, we get punched in the mouth with 2 runs. Coming into the second, we're right back up the next inning, ready to score more. And I think that's what's drastically different from the start of the season to now is that we're just getting more gritty, we're getting more fiery, and it's been fun to watch.
Well, I think this is the 2nd time we've been that same way. We had a period in there after the Billing series with a couple of wins where we went, I believe it was 8 for 8, like 8 out of 10 or something like that, and that was leading into the Great Cheyenne series, the only series loss Cheyenne has been handed this season.
That was good. Cheyenne's always been a powerhouse for the years that I've been on there, so it felt good to get
Well, and they're especially a powerhouse this year.
Yeah, they've just been solid.
Though they are not on top of their own tournament at the moment. They're parallel Firecracker. High pitch, outside, ball 1. Black flew out to left last time. He's the cleanup, but bases are squeaky clean. That's low, so 2-0. Mama Marsh.
I'll let everyone know what she's doing on Facebook at any given moment.
2-0. That's popped up out of play, so 2-1. I do like that the first baseman always runs for it when it's so clearly out.
He just likes hustling.
I once heard Ridge Anhofer talking to Zeke, and he's like, I will catch a whole game, and like calling Zeke an old man, saying, I'll catch a whole game and I'll be sore, and Zeke will run 3 times and he'll have pulled something. That's hit into right, and so a single to lead this off. Missoula's offense keeps on churning. But he was talking about how it felt like after about 3 runs, Zeke had taken the same damage to what his body as Ridge had catching an entire game.
Yeah, Palmer came up with a new term for all that. It's called, and I quote, sacking up. So, trying to iron that part out.
Yep. All right. That's off the plate, 1-0. Easton Reimer's up to bat. Throw. All right, 1-0. Reimers, he flew out last time to end the first. Man on first. That'll be a strike, 1-1. Palmer got a fresh haircut as well.
He did.
And that happened today. He poked up his head right here and stepped on things outside of my booth for the Expos game. Yeah, it's a strike at the top of the zone. Good pitch there. 1-2 now to Reimers. There's so many Eastons. We have 3 Eastons at least in this tournament, and that's a completely new name to this generation. That's lined into left, going after it, Farley. He'll make the grab. That'll be out number 1. That was a hard hit ball against some other people that might have gotten down.
Our outfield defense right now is great. I'm trying to find another word for that, but great to say the least.
Yeah, well, now up to bat, we've got Owen McGuinn. He earned the win in that last series. Palmer is going for the single-season pickoff record. He has told me he has 5. The single-season record for the Hardhats is 9. That's going to be skied into center, and Hofer back on it. Makes the grab. Out number 2 on the fly out, so Palmer puts 2 out on consecutive pitches, and that'll bring up Luke Thorne, the shortstop. So there we go. Thorne struck out looking, the only strikeout for Palmer so far this game. It was on 3 pitches earlier. He hasn't seen a ball from Palmer, though he thought he had. That's off the plate. There is the ball. Maybe a pitch out situation slightly. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Henry Black, the right fielder on first. Palmer does say he looked at Declan Mickley has 4 this year in pickoffs. And he's like, it's a lefty. It doesn't count. They can see the base.
Right. Right.
I'll take a slice, I guess. Throw back to first, not in time. All right, 1-1. Okay. So Luke Thorne looking at a 1-1. He takes it off the plate. Thorne, one of the few lefties in this Missoula lineup. Hardhats have a new lefty added to their lineup, so when Tate Crossway plays, it's kind of a, there's a few more lefties in there. Crossway, Negebauer when he plays, he's, I mean, sometimes a DH, and then Reeder. We've got 3 lefties in the lineup. Palmer is upset because on Game Changer, his appearance against the Fargo Stars, when he got the save in, that's off the plate, full count, which he got the save in, was credited to a Palmer Jacobs number 1. The other stats were credited to Palmer Jacobs number 19 correctly, and so that is, he only has 4 pickoffs because that 1 came in the save. That's going to be grounded. McKnight goes to one knee, bounces one to first, and in time. Strands the runner. Hardhats allow none, even though 1 gets aboard in the top of the 3rd. Going into the bottom, Hardhats still lead 3-2.
As soon as a runner gets on Palmer, just immediate pickoff. Like if I was a runner on Palmer, I would just expect to get picked off. Have a pickoff attempt, maybe 3 times on base. Mm-hmm. Going for hard, that's all he talks about.
Yeah. Really,
shouldn't say that's all he talks about, but
it's a significant portion.
Yeah,
I've been around him.
For Palmer.
Yeah, so to recap that inning, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left aboard, and it remains 2-3. So that'll bring up Harry Good to lead off this inning. Speaking of guys who can hit and pitch, I was a little surprised when Aiden Hollick came in the game when we were so depleted, having played our 7th game in 4 days in Omaha against, what was that? That was the Millard South for a save. He also pitched 1 inning in whatever Harry's game was, I think Fremont.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pitched 1 inning in Fremont, and He hasn't allowed a run this year. He got the out when the bases were loaded and beat the Millard South team that eventually ended up winning that tournament.
Fiery win from us with that one. You know, we've always wanted to beat Millard South.
Have we never?
That was the first time that I've been on varsity over the last 3 years that we beat Millard South. Millard South has always been. That's kind of like the powerhouse of like the Omaha teams is Millard South.
Mm-hmm. Well, it felt like it. They won the tourney.
Team was good. They have a Vanderbilt commit.
They do. He's not playing for them in summer ball, but yeah, they do have a Vandy commit. He's already out in Nashville practicing.
On their prep squad.
Mm-hmm. So a 2-0 now to good. Fouls.
Good 2-0 hack right there. Healthy hack.
Definitely. I think that, personally, whoever is rigging the fireworks at the moment, I think that in the event of a home run, you should let at least 3 off.
You know, we've been trying to get that to happen. Like, if there's a home run, we should start setting off fireworks. Like, why not?
They're already set up.
Yeah, it's like, well, might as well, put a couple.
Just a 2. Okay, there we go. Popped into the other box. Yeah. And that'll be the walk. So leadoff walk for good on 5 pitches. It'll bring up Dietrich, who is now batting 5 for 9 in this tournament. Try to pick off good. Haven't seen anybody actually do it this year. Might have been one. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Harry's usually pretty stationary. Was on the bag. I shouldn't say stationary. That's not.
That's
not the right word.
Yeah, he has 19 steals.
He has 19 bags. Not stationary, but he's pretty good about staying even heel on the bags. There you go. Knows when to push and when not to push. And that's why he's so successful when it comes to stealing bags.
Mm-hmm. So a first pitch strike there to Dietrich. I don't think he's too worried about balls and strikes. I think he's just worried about hitting the ones that get there.
When you're hot, just see the ball hit it.
Compton, that one chopped over to second base, flipped to short. That's a double play. So a double play put together by the Mavericks there on the ground out from Alex Dietrich, Get Good and Dietrich. So 2 outs now, nobody on. That'll bring up Hayden Holland.
Another kid I want to see really get going here. When I start seeing this kid who usually shows up.
Yeah, you've seen this team a couple of times. You saw him out in Billings this year. Hardhats won that one. That should have been something I led with here. They have already played, and the Hardhats won it. And that was after the Hardhats lost 3 in Billings, 2 of which on 1 run, I believe. That's a strike. 1-1.
Speaking of Missoula and playing Missoula, my first year on varsity, we ended up driving up to Missoula. Like the 12-hour bus trip up to Missoula, played 3 games, because 1 got rained out. Next day, come home.
That is crushed into deep right center. They're going back for it. They make the grab. A couple steps from the warning track. That was a hard hit ball. That thing went at least 350 and was caught out there. So that'll be the end of the 3rd. And now going into the top of the 4th. It's still a 1-run game. Palmer defending a 3-2 lead.
As I was saying, 12-hour bus trip up to Missoula, played 3 games, came home for a day, packed right back up and went to Omaha my first year on varsity. It felt like we were gone for 2.5 weeks.
That's what it felt like right now. We did 17 days between home games just now with the Fargo road trip, followed by, what was our series in the middle of the week then?
Who did we have in the middle of the week there?
It was a drive back the same night kind of deal.
Yeah. Who was it?
No, it wasn't. Because we played Fargo on Saturday, Sunday, came back, went to Yankton on Tuesday, and then Wednesday through Sunday was Omaha, and then we played Pierre in Wednesday here. So there were a lot of days between the home games for the Hardhats. They're glad to be back home.
I know, right? It's always
they don't get it for long. They go to Gopher right after this.
Right. Get a day off, pack up, go to the Gopher.
Yeah. I think it's 2 days.
Did we get 2 days?
I think the first game is the 7th. And this thing ends on the 4th.
This ends on the 4th.
So you went 5th and 6th.
No, so yeah, we'll have 2 days off, but we won't practice in between that.
Yeah.
We won't have anything go on the 5th, and then
In the strike zone.
9 play at 9 a.m. on the 7th. So I bet you we get up, pack up, and leave on the 6th.
Man, that would be cool. I remember the 8.5-hour drive that got us back at 2 a.m. to leave Omaha. That was a trip. That one is going to be skied into right. Good tracking. Makes the ground. Out number 1.
Yes.
I remember when that game ahead of us, Brandon Valley versus, I think it was Prior Lake, Minnesota, was like 13-6, and it was 2 0-5 teams, and it just kept droning on and on. It was an hour over the start time we were supposed to reach, and we knew we were going home. It was an 8.5-hour drive.
We didn't get out of there until 6:30.
No, but we did get out of there with everybody got a pizza, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, so make it a little bit better, but
yeah, a full Little Caesars, it was worth it.
And
a 17-1 win felt pretty good. So, not that I could sleep all that well. You're a down sleeper. You sleep on the floor.
We'll
have to talk your philosophy on that in a moment. That's going to be a nope. No, that's a little bit high. 3-0. I'm a seat sleeper.
I've tried to do it, and I just can't. It's just a comfortability thing. Plus, I'm a stomach sleeper, so like, it almost makes sense for me to go on the ground more. And plus, it's more cold down there. So.
That's true. I found myself with like one leg freezing and the rest of my body just completely alive there. So that's a walk. It'll be issued there. Ooh, whoops. I'm marking up the wrong people. So that was from Davis. He got the walk. So the go-ahead tying run there, that's a tip ball by the leadoff man, Taylor. Taylor reached on a ground out to fielder's choice last time up, got stranded at second. It's 0-1. That's a strike. Hits the edge of the zone. Good pitch there. Painting a corner. I hear Hayden Lighty actually paints. He's told me that. He's a landscape guy. He's just a weird little fella.
I wouldn't call it weird. I'm going to call it more peculiar.
That's Sky. Good after it. Makes me out.
So we had our rooms change up in Omaha. So we had different roommates and stuff like that. And, I'm usually with Ridge, Zeke, and Eli, and so we switched it up. I ended up just going with Lighty and Eli. And unbeknownst to me, roll up into the hotel room, sit down. Very first thing I see Hayden Lighty do is pull out a Wii and a Guitar Hero controller. That's all we played the whole entire week.
That's high. Okay. I always wonder what happens in those. I just sit down, I get some work done, and I have a calming night. That's a stolen base there by the left fielder Ryland Davis. So man in scoring position, that'll tie it up possibly. Sam Matosic is up. He's down 0-1. That's off the plate, so 1-1. But I've always wondered, because those all happen, you guys are like, you give each other keys so that you can get into each other's rooms. I've always wondered. Never felt comfortable asking. On the broadcast here, I've got you trapped.
Right.
1-1. Fouled off. So 1-2. Just a bunch of gaming.
Well, a lot of gaming. If someone's got an Xbox, we're always running it up on NHL, NBA, MLB. We have big arguments on who's better at sports games, stuff like that. Me and Dietrich are actually in a huge feud right now when it comes to NHL. Me and him have been going back and forth lately.
I'm bad at NHL, but I'm pretty good at the show. Ow, off the shoulder. So I will do that. And Sam Matosic reaches first base. Now Davis's stolen base doesn't mean too much on a hit by pitch. That'll bring up the cleanup man by Carey.
No one wants to play me at the show on the team. I think everyone knows whose ground that is.
Give it a shot.
Okay, Oliver, set it up. Set it up. I'm World Series, man.
Oh, man. Hey, nobody gets hits off me. I just can't ever get hits myself.
Great pitcher, bad hitter.
Yeah, really.
That's how I am.
I had a team ERA of 2.19 in whatever what was, I can't remember which league it was. I was like 4th from the bottom, grounded over to second base, and Reeder gives it to Dietrich. That'll end the inning. 2 more runners stranded. Hardhats. The Mavericks keep the offense going. They get a hit in that, or no, they don't, but they do pretty well. Get 2 men on, both of them stranded, no errors, nobody comes in, and that'll be no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 2 men left on base. It remains 2-3. Still a tight game going into the bottom of the 4th. Coming up now, Ridge Inhofer going to lead off this inning. Ridge almost certainly leads this team in triples by now. This is his 2nd of the tourney, and he got one when he should have had an inside the Parker in the Veterans Classic. He hit one to deep right center and got past the right fielder, and he slid into the bag before looking up to see what Torvey was telling him.
Put the brakes on a little bit too early. No, he ran track at Sturgis. I think he was pretty alright out of too.
That makes sense.
Excuse me. Another big argument on the team is who's faster. Because Zeke and Ridge raced earlier in the season and ended up coming out, that Ridge was faster.
Really?
Yeah.
He just doesn't try to steal, I guess.
Zeke's a great baser. Ridge just fast. No mean to diss on anyone.
Yeah. There you go, though. But extra base hits, he's able to stretch a lot of those. He has a whopping 4 of those in the 4 games here in this Firecracker tournament. Only 1 single. So it's a 4-to-1 ratio of extra base hits to normal hits, and he has he has as many extra base hits as outs at the plate right now. So Missoula trying to protect a 1-run deficit, buy themselves some more time here in the bottom of the 4th. Bunt shown, strike given. Ridge is one of the only, I think it's 3 guys on this team that are like authorized to bunt. It's McKnight, Ridge, and Good. I think Ridge, I'd put him 2nd on the bunting list behind McKnight. McKnight, just a master of those.
Gets them down.
Yeah, a master of those third baseline bunts. That's a swing and a miss, so a strikeout from Compton on Inhofer. That's a real change of pace, and that'll be the first strikeout of the game for Compton, and the first out of the inning, bringing up Philip Bentz. Bentz grounded out his last time up. He's been pretty good. He's especially worked on his walking since, in the last few weeks, I've noticed.
Phil's starting to understand his strike zone a lot better now, too. Something that,
What class is he?
He's 24 grad.
Okay, junior.
He's a junior.
All right.
He's going to be a senior this year.
All right.
It's something, you see from first year on varsity, and now that's something we really needed him to grow into, and he's done it stupendously.
He check swings, fouls one there. There was a check swing foul ball there was a check swing double yesterday, I think.
From Zeke.
Yeah.
You got runners on 1st and 3rd, or bases loaded, 2 outs.
Yeah.
Check swing over the first baseman, It's like, can't hit
that's in the zone. So Compton strikes out back-to-back. That one looking to Bentz. And all of a sudden, 2 outs here. Compton's starting to rack up some Ks. He's coming into this now, reaching, and will face Zeke Farley. Farley, not the man you're probably going to strike out. For a majority of the season, he had double the walks as he had strikeouts, but recently had a few Ks, and we did talk about that inconsistent umpiring in Omaha that was at fault for a few of those.
Nothing makes Zeke more mad than a bad umpire.
I'm sure, because his box is put in a yellow line on his screen. So 1-1. You can see the outline of the ball when it goes through the front of the plate.
Just understands out all there very well.
Mm-hmm. You talk about quarterbacks knowing where the yellow line is.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
You can see the box. He's got Pitch FX up on his UI.
Plays enough of the show that he understands where the ball's going. I know what's out and what's not.
Zeke would be the guy to play first person, to use the first person batter angle for the show.
I taught him that. Get more hits that way.
Yeah.
See where the ball's going better.
Nice. So 3-1. Fouled. Full count now. Hardhats looking to ensure this lead a little more. 1 run. Not a whole lot. Missoula hanging around in here. Getting chances to take the lead back. That's in the dirt, so
Hey, look at that. Full
that's
count
a walk.
block, huh?
Yep, there it is. Give him another $1. And he does it for the second time in the game. He's hoping to score for the first time now. He got to third, but was stranded after after a ground out and a fly out. Ended the second. He got to second after a Dom McKnight bunt and then stole third while the other team was hanging out at home. Nobody was covering third. McKnight now facing Compton. 0-1. He got that bunt earlier that brought in a runner, probably should have gone foul, but was picked up by the third baseman Matosic trying to flip to home where Ridge Inhofer came in to score. So 0-1, 2 outs. Try to get Zeke. I've seen him get picked off once this year. It was kind of surprising.
I know. Never happens as a kid.
It was the first game of, it was Bryant, I think. That's going to second. Farley, safe. So a stolen base. It's a 1-1 count now to McKnight. Farley steals the second of the night. So 1-1. Compton trying not to let in the extra runner. He's got 2 outs and McKnight to strike out. McKnight, the master of the single. There we go, 1-1. That's off the bags, or off the plate, so 2-1. Fireworks show, gonna be nice. Honestly, I think the game would have been ending now had it started earlier, and that wouldn't be dark enough. That's a strike.
Games were behind tremendously today.
Oh yeah, well there was a 15-13 game
Right.
to start it out.
Right.
It's all compiled.
Yeah, no, it started off at the top and just kind of trickled down.
Yeah, every other games ran on time, but except for maybe the Pueblo game just now. Going for third is Farley. The runner gets out. They get him, so that'll end the inning. A good throw from Bycarry over to Matosic. He applies the tag, and Zeke Farley caught out at third, and that'll end it. McKnight will lead off the bottom of the 5th, and we go into the top of the 5th with the Hardhats leading by just 1 run, 3-2. Palmer Jacobs coming out for his 5th inning of work. Hasn't allowed much since that 2-run second.
Settling in, coming back to earth.
And to recap that inning for the Hardhats, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. It is still 3-2. There's some other extracurricular fireworks going off around. It seems like everybody just says July and then sets off fireworks here in Rapid City. In Colorado, first of all, fireworks, you had to have a very clear license because the state burns. And you can't actually legally buy anything larger than a sparkler. You can buy it in Kansas.
Kansas big for it. No,
that's right across the border, so you see a couple of Denver people go out there.
Right. No, that's what get around the hills when July rolls around. It's fireworks. I mean, I was driving home last night in my neighborhood, and it's everyone was already setting them all off, and I was like, "What is going on, man? It's only the first. It's the first. It's okay, nice. It's now it's gonna take me 10 minutes to drive through my neighborhood just to get to my house. Gotta wait for all the kids sounding off, fireworks.
That's a strike on the edge of the zone.
Gotta try to maneuver your car around all with the garbage and the empty fireworks in the street.
Yep. I mean, that's true. It was a clear 4th of July thing in Colorado. That is going to be hit into right. Good underneath it. Makes the out. So that'll be another out by a Harry Good. That's been the favorite tool tonight for Palmer Jacobs. He has, let's see how many outs Good has put out. That is 4 fly outs to right so far this game. So that's, above average, especially facing a majority righty lineup. So 1 man out. Coming up now, is Easton Reimers. Reimers 0 for 2 in this game with a pair of flyouts. One to end the first, another for the first out of the third. So 0-1. Palmer. He has a few Ks now and then. He got one earlier today.
Yep. Right here and there.
He got a 4K outing in that Yankton game, I think. I don't know where it came from.
He was pitching in front of his coach.
That's true. He was on his home turf. He will be at his home turf for State, so yeah.
I've never seen Palmer that locked in. Like Palmer, when Palmer pitches, he's locked in, but when he was in front of his coach in Yankton, he looked like a different person. Walk into the dugout, sit down, start walking around, doesn't say anything to anybody. He's just sitting over there talking to himself, like borderline going crazy in the dugout. Just wanted to pitch good in front of his coach. You know, he did very well that game.
Popped up, and underneath it, we've got McKnight. He calls for it, makes the out. So he had a few other outfielders there for emotional support as he records the out. Number 2 there, third fly out of the game, second to McKnight for Easton Reimers. Now coming up, Owen McGuinn flew out to center his last time up and got hit by a pitch, came around to score in the second. That's a strike. No, yeah, it is. I've seen some egregious. This umpiring here has been pretty good, all in all, for this classic. So was the Veterans Classic. All in all, pretty good umpiring. And at the Fitzgerald Stadium, did not get it there, so 1-1.
We're usually not bad umpires. I think, you know, my whole entire tenure here, most umpires have been good except, you know, Yogi. But all respect to Yogi. Love the guy. Just, if it's in the other batter's box, it's not a strike, I'm just saying. just throwing that out there, guys. I'm just kidding. I love Yogi. Yogi's
That's a strike.
Yogi's just as much a part of the program as any player is. He's been here forever.
Yeah.
Does work for the people.
That's great. 1-2. That one got the inside corner. 1-2 now here for Jacobs. He throws one in the dirt. 2-2. Something else to be noted here. Palmer not allowed a hit since the first at-bat of the third. That's low, full count now. So, although only carrying a 1-run lead, he's done so for 2 2/3 inning. That's an inside pitch. So a 1-2 count gets turned over. There must be a crazy line. But a walk issued there on the full count to McGuinn. The inning is not over. It'll bring up Luke Thorne. Thorne 0 for 2 so far tonight with a strikeout and a ground out. That's a little bit on the knees. So 0-1. The Navy helmets go hard.
I like that. I like Navy helmets. We played 320 last year in our Navy helmets.
That must have been confusing because they're Navy.
They wore white that game actually, which doesn't make sense because they came over here and played us for that game, and we had a little bit of a debacle with their coach. You know.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter because everybody wore red and white pants yesterday. There were 4 teams that did it, and I hated it.
Just
0-2. That's going to be hit over to Roberts. He handles it, throw to first in time. So that'll be the inning. One man gets on and gets abandoned. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. Nobody left on base. And it remains 3-2. Hardhats trying to give some insurance runs now in the bottom of the 5th. Leading off that inning will be Dom McKnight coming back out because Zeke got caught at third to end the inning just a moment ago. So, something else to be noted: Hardhats, plenty of errors across those first few months, and even in Brookings. That was the thing about Dom McKnight. He was out having an 8 for 15 series with 7 stolen bases, but he had 5 errors. And then the Hardhats, since that Brookings series, I think maybe the last 2.5 weeks, have had a combined 6 or so errors over.
Really cleaned up the defensive aspect, you know, going into practice every day and stuff like that. really have cleaned all that up. It's looking good. All of our infielders look good right now. I mean, that's why you're seeing Aiden Roberts at third. You know, smallest guy on the field does make a difference. But
Yeah.
good things happen when a guy can put a glove on it and make throws.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a couple defensive changes. I think Dom makes such highlight plays out there at short. Then there's some where it's like, you know, he makes highlight plays and there's a few head scratchers, but all in all, a very positive aspect of his team, especially in relief of Kiefer. I don't know the timeable on him. He got his broken hand. He's had it in the cast. He's got his jersey back now. He's being put down officially with his jersey number on the scorecards or the lineup cards. But that's a strike. Edge of the plate. Compton pitching pretty well. He's coming out for his 5th inning of work. He has 3 earned runs so far. That's going to be teed off on into shallow left. Fielded by the left fielder. Leadoff single.
I wonder what he's doing. He's probably stealing here.
How many bases? Over under 1.5.
I'm gonna go under. I think he's gonna take off for a second. I think Aiden Roberts gonna poke one over the shortstop and score him.
Okay, well, you're calling your shot. We'll see. I've seen Mike Blowers do something special with the Mariners a few years ago. I'd say a few years ago. It was like a long time ago. That's popped up right to the catcher. Doesn't even need to take off his mask to make the play for bike carry.
Never call my shot ever again.
Back in the shell. Well, that was one pitch. A sacrifice bunt attempt there goes awry. And now here comes Wyatt Reeder. He's 0 for 2 in this game, but has had a pretty good time here in the Veterans Classic. He is back. That's floated into shallow center. Coming in, center fielder. Nobody wants it, and it's going to get down. McKnight trying to outrun the third baseman to get to third. Safe. Yep, he made it in. He outran the pitcher there, and there was a problem where there were 4 men equidistant from that ball. They all came in. Nobody wanted it until the left fielder, it seemed like, called for it for Missoula. That was Ryland Davis. He dove, didn't get it, and miscommunication will bring somebody in. That is not officially an error because it was a path to the ball, but spiritually an error. Men on second and third, an error is, an out is squandered. I think that goes down as a single, and a fielder's choice advancement to second there for Reeder. And Harrison Good now up with 2 men in scoring position, trying to give insurance runs.
Called that the Bermuda Triangle of baseball.
That one was a rectangle. There were 4 guys there. Second baseman, shortstop, left field, and center.
Miscommunication. Stop waiting.
Hardhats don't do too much of that. Usually Dom's just loud enough.
Yeah, Dom will run all the way out to left to take a ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, at least he wants it.
And he always gets it when
I
he does so.
I know. When he calls it, he always feels it.
I've seen Wyatt get a little upset at him times. Like, hey, man, that's halfway in the outfield. All right, 0-1. Beautiful Firecracker night here. We'll have the don't leave when you see the end of this, when the game ends here. 30 minutes afterwards, we'll have the fireworks show. That will be shown here on Hardhats TV as the stream will just continue. And so, there you go. That's a strike. Put down the middle. Compton pitching pretty well all in all here tonight, keeping it a very close game against this 3-0 Hardhats team. One, two. Good. Hits that high into the sky.
We got a run in though.
Taylor handles it. They throw to third. What a throw that is! It's off the plate though. That was a dart. But nonetheless, McKnight comes home. An insurance run comes across with a sac fly from Harry Good. So 2 outs. Now a man on third base. And up comes is red-hot Alex Dietrich. He did get out last time, grounding into a double play, but he had a single back in the first. Okay, McKnight comes around to score. Dietrich takes one off the plate to start things out. There's a light in the dugout?
Yeah, we have dugout lights.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, because Clap hardly ever turns them on. Clap thinks they're bad juju.
Okay. I've never seen it, and then I don't see this one because it's obscured to me from my booth. I don't see the home or the road dugout. I didn't know we had dugout lights.
Yeah, we get fancier on these birds.
Yeah. I guess it gets dark. This dark. Just great for fireworks. Sun's still not down. It is 9:20 p.m. That gets away. Coming in to charge is Reeder. Not even going to have a play. He slides in. Hardhats score another. They now lead 5-2. A big insurance run comes across. Now a 3-run lead on the wild pitch.
Thank you.
That's going to be popped out of play. Okay. Didn't spoil.
Thank you.
2-2. Dietrich, now nobody on the base paths to bring in. He's just doing it for himself. If you can't do it for yourself, then why are you doing it at all, you know?
Right.
So 2-2. Get set. Takes one inside. Full count. Grounds it softly over to Compton. Throw to first in time. So, that'll be the bottom of the 5th. Hardhats plate 2 in that one, getting 2 key insurance runs. They enter the top of the 6th, leading Missoula 5-2. So to recap that inning, Hardhats get 2 hits. They score 2 runs. Both of those are earned, no errors, and no man is left on base. It becomes 5-2. Missoula will have the 8, 9, and 1 come up. So, oh no. Palmer coming out for his 6th inning of work. Has allowed a hit since the first batter of the 3rd. Has stranded, how many is that now? 7. Allowed 2 to score. So, there you go. Missoula still in striking distance. Only down 3 runs. I mean, they put up 2 in the final 3 innings against Premier West to finish out their win there. Take it low. 1-0. In the dirt. 2-0.
No one warming up.
Nope. Maybe Palmer just said it's me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can see it. He probably walked in, told Coach Clapp, "Don't, this is my game."
Yeah.
Palmer's big on that. If he's got it, he wants it. He's gonna keep on going until someone has to yank him off the mound. So.
Yeah, I've seen that once. That's popped up.
In play.
Coming after it is Bentz, and it's gonna not be in play. Unfortunately, about 2 feet over the edge. And out of play there. So there's some Expos watching. They got their big win earlier today. 1-2 count. I don't know. I do not know if the Bullets won. Grounded off the end of the bat. And Palmer puts it out. That's a weird one. That bounced off the top of the bat there.
Little corkscrew.
Yeah. Easily handled there by a newly buzz-cutted Palmer Jacobs.
He's so proud of his haircut, too. I love it. He's proud of it.
That's so cute. Okay. Well, Ryland Davis now up. He has reached base both times. Got an RBI single to start out the scoring in this game. That's low. Pence tries to yank it into the zone. Umpire not having it. So 1-0. Davis has a run, an RBI, and a walk so far. Fouled away. Right into the beer garden.
Mom spent most of her time out there this weekend.
It's just out her.
This is in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, no, you get the laugh. You get the piped in laughs here. Okay, 0-1 here to Davis. Or no, it should be 1-2. Am I crazy? Fouled away. So now it's definitely on 2 strikes. I think it's a 1-2 count. So many people still here for firework night. I hope that they all show up for the big game tomorrow against Next Level. What could be a 4-0 versus 4-0 game to end out pool play.
Be a great.
It could be game 1 of 2 if the things go. If the Azteca are unable to beat Rocky Mountain. That's grounded up the middle. McKnight gets it. Throw to first off 1 foot in time. So 2 outs now here in the bottom or the top of the 6th. Hardhats cruising. Palmer looking steady. Doesn't seem to be too tired. He's still throwing good strikes. There is one of those. And now, looking at a 0-1 is the leadoff man, Taylor. Taylor has reached base 1 out of 3 times. And that was on a fielder's choice. It's lined foul. So about 5-6 feet foul up the line. Would have gotten to the wall had it not been wide. That Next Level team is really good. I'm excited to see the Hardhats take a shot at them, especially with Lee Egebear on the mound. Take it high. Rojas was able to hold it off for 4 innings. Papillion did a pretty good job, actually. Weirdly enough, they were tied with him 4-4 as late as the 5th.
Really?
Yeah. Skied into deep right center. That's gonna get down. So now coming around, Taylor churning for 2. The throw is bouncing off the wall. Taylor headed for 3rd. He will get there. No throw made. That'll be a triple for Carter Taylor. And Missoula gets their first hit since the top of the 3rd. And with 2 outs, man 90 feet away, coming up now is Sam Matosic, who has reached base all 3 times that he has come to bat. With a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. He's pretty much done everything except for reaching on an error. Drop strike 3 or something as well. There's a couple.
Right.
Catcher interference.
Everything in between that you can do to get on base.
Popped up, and underneath it, calling for it is going to be Palmer. He didn't know he was going to get it until later. Philip Bench looked at him like, that's you, right? And that'll be it. He catches it on the pop-up, strands the man. Despite the triple, there was 1 hit for Missoula in that inning. 1 hit for Missoula, no runs, no earned runs. There were no errors, and 1 man was left aboard. It remains 5-2. Palmer Jacobs gets through 6. And despite out-hitting the Hardhats, Missoula down 5-2.
It's another funny thing about Palmer is that when the pop-ups, like, in between, that no man's land between the catcher and pitcher, Palmer likes calling those himself. I mean, saw it in Brookings, I believe. Yeah, Brookings, totally 1-1 bounce off his glove, came into...
That was West Fargo.
Oh, it was West Fargo, yeah.
That was the one error from our weekend. We nearly had a spotless weekend. From start to finish in Fargo. The one error was the drop there, and it was crucial, too. It scored a run came around because that kept the inning going. Luckily, he did save it. He got he saved it, but a run scored. Do you know my opinion on pitcher errors? Have you watched any? I make it very clear. I believe that pitcher errors should be earned runs because you're the one that made the error.
Right. That would make sense. That in terms of when it comes to pitching and stuff. Oh, and we got action in the bullpen. No, you know what, Oliver? Actually, I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
Because the point of the earned run is it's out of your control.
Right.
When it's your error, it's entirely your control. So foul off there. So 0-1. Yeah, I feel that way. And there's a lot of times where a pickoff play is muffed, where it's over the head of the first baseman or something, and that'll nullify a run. And it's like, oh, okay. That is, we can't see it. It's outside right. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Hollick. Compton coming out for his 6th inning of work. He's doing a pretty great job out here. 5 runs allowed, but all in all, done a solid job tonight against this 3-0 Hardhats team. This was always going to be a tough matchup. So 1-2. Missoula, the lone representative of Montana in that tournament, that is hit into the opposing bullpen. And so there we go. That is going to be 1-2 now. Pollock looking for his first hit of the night. He does have a walk and a run. He grinds one over to short, handled, backhand, throw to first in time. Out number 1. So, Compton, now 5 1/3. He's done a great job tonight. At least I would say so. Ridge Inhofer now up. So Inhofer, he got a triple earlier, came around to score there, and he struck out looking back in the 4th. Compton gives him one off the plate.
Just change up his bag stance a little bit. It's got that back elbow a little bit higher. It's more comfortable in the box.
That's a ball. That was pretty close, I'll be honest. All right, 2-0. That's going on the ump scorecard. It's 99%.
99%.
You can't get a perfect game unless you're Pat Hoberg. Taken off.
Heard that name.
Yeah. You never heard of Pat? He's the best ump of the majors. We're all Pat Hoberg fans. You got to cheer on the umps.
I watch the players.
That's
and
low.
the officials.
4-pitch walk.
I'll tell you a lot of,
You can tell them all the bad ones.
Yeah.
You know all the bad ones, like
Angel Hernandez,
West,
West,
C.B. Buckner.
Buckner's not good either. It's like, they don't really
You
do
know their
nothing
name if they mess it up.
Right, yeah. I was gonna say, you never hear about great umpires.
Well, now you did.
Yeah.
Pat Hoberg, he's the best one in the majors. He called a perfect game in the World Series, Game 1.
Really?
Yes.
That's impressive.
That was the second perfect game called all year. He was the other one to do it.
People want to talk about pressure on players and big-time moments and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Imagine being an umpire in a moment like that.
Not swing, bunt put up, and that'll be strike 1.
I start getting nervous whenever I ump Little League games. It's like, oh, I might have missed that one. Okay.
That's what Palmer was saying. He had to do a JV game at Mount Marty. That's inside, going for second. Inhofer tagged out. So second time now, Bikeri gets the man. He is 2 for 4 on catching the Ben stealing, and that'll be out number 2. Inhofer erased from the bases. So we continue. I forget that doesn't. I always reset the balls and strikes because, like any other out,
Right.
it does that. Hope you all are enjoying Firecracker night tonight. A quick shout out to Sandy Shambar. Her friends are telling you that they're missing you at the park, but they're hoping you get well soon. All right, 2-2. All right, 2-2 here. Taken low, full count to Phil Bentz. Philip Bentz, he twitches sometimes whenever he's not quite sure about something. He slaps that one to sack. So liner, that'll be the inning. Nobody I mean, that's a 1-2-3 inning in practice. And so to recap that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. It remains 5-2. Now, Hardhats coming out to finish what he started. We have Palmer Jacobs for the 7th inning here. He's trying to win the game in a safe situation. There is somebody warming up out there, but unlikely that they're going to come in unless Palmer lets some on here. He's pitched pretty great. 4 blank frames just now, all the way since the 2nd that anybody has come on. Palmer's kept his pitch count relatively low, and he should get to go full game here on Firecracker night.
Almost the definition of a workhorse when it comes to pitching. Love that guy.
Yeah. So top of the 7th, he will face Missoula's part of the order, the 3, 4, and 5. Leading off is the normal cleanup man, that is Firecracker. If you all are enjoying, if you are, give it a like. It helps other people see it. We have some friends. Igor McJazz from North Ontario found us in the algorithm because people were liking. That was kind of fun.
Ontario.
Yeah.
I want to go to Canada. I love hockey so much. I just want to go to Canada and see what it's like one time.
Well, it's not going anywhere.
I got a little bit of Ontario on the team with me. You know, we got Reader over here. You know, really likes to get a weird sound. Oh, like sorry. I'm sorry.
No, we can't be throwing too many bricks here because the northern Midwest accent sounds like Canadian light.
It's a Canadian American, you know.
Yeah.
A little bit a healthy mix of it.
That's fouled off. I went to school with somebody named Lachlan McTagg from the Buffalo area.
Really?
That was across the border for most of his life. He actually came into college a year late because he was playing junior hockey. Okay. That one is going to be flared into left. It's going to get down and slapped down by Farley with his bare hand. A leadoff single. Mavericks get aboard here to start off the 7th. They needed that if they're trying to rally. So Firecracker gets aboard. They can courtesy run if they want. He is the catcher. They're not going to, so he'll run the bases. Henry Black now up. He is 1 for 3 with a single. That's a strike, edge of the plate. So there we go. As I was saying, Lachlan McTagg, somebody I knew, did junior hockey and came into college at 19, going on 20. He did some winter leagues that were, just for fun with some NHL players. That one spun around, throw to second in time. They step on the foot there of Jacobs. He's unable to get the second out, but thanks to the spinneroonie, Alex Dietrich gets the lead runner. Yeah, he did some winter leagues with some NHL players that were just there with like their youth teams playing that kind of thing. He got to play against Connor McDavid and who was it?
Not being able to say that.
Yeah, you got to play
against McDavid.
Yeah, you got to go up against Connor McDavid and there was an Av guy I can't quite remember.
Nathan McKinnon?
No, he's from Nova Scotia.
Oh, it's McCarr.
Yeah, it might have been McCarr. Yeah.
McCarr.
He got to go up against quite a few good guys there, though. That was pretty special. But I mean, he got blown up. These were just
obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it was Connor McDavid and an attorney, a bartender, and a carpet salesman. But all in all, it worked.
It's kind of like the World Baseball Classic. It's like you play teams from all over. I mean, like,
then there's that Czech team with all the electricians and the professors, and they nearly won.
It's not every day you get to see a plumber strike out Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Nope. 1-1. That one popped into shallow right. Calling for it is going to be Reader. He makes the play. So out number 2. And man on first. Hardhats just out away from advancing to the #1 position in pool play, going 4-0 in tournament play and setting themselves up to control their own destiny against Next Level tomorrow night. So, out number 2 is reported. Now Owen McGuinn is in. Swing and a miss. He gets a little bit antsy on that one. Palmer's got one more out to go for a complete game. Missoula still can get something running. It's only a 3-run game. Taken a little bit high. 1-1. Remember, guys, don't go anywhere when this thing is over. We will have the fireworks show for you. So, 1-2. I know you can't feel it or, get the shock wave with everybody, but, you can see the pretty colors. It's worth it.
Good bit of scenery.
1-2, that's low. 2-2. So, Missoula down to their last strike here. They will play against Pueblo tomorrow. They really got a tough schedule. They get a rematch against wait, no, they don't play Pueblo. They play Next Level. That's a strike, and the strike 3 looking. Palmer Jacobs go full game. He's going to get a 7-inning masterpiece on Firecracker night. Hardhats come away with the win. That'll be 5-2 the final. They're able to advance to 4-0. They go into the #1 position here in the Firecracker tournament, getting set. They might come away with it if they do well tomorrow night, waiting on that Pueblo Azteca thing and Next Level. But currently they're 4-0, guaranteeing they control their own destiny.
Having a great tournament, and I called Pope was going to have a great game. Came up, settled down a little bit after that second inning, and comes out and gets it done.
Absolutely. So there we are. Missoula drops to 1-3. They're still going to sit at the 5 slot. They don't move because the other 2 teams are 0-4. They beat that Premier West team. Premier West lost that heartbreaker, that 15-13 marathon game shootout this morning against Rocky Mountain.
Well, thank you for having me all.
Well, thank you. This was great. You did a great job.
Thank you.
For a debut. I mean, this was amazing.
Debut come out, just it'll buff. All right, well, I'm going to go down there and watch the fireworks with my team. Thanks for having me again,
sounds
guys.
good. Thanks, Dylan. All right, so stick around here for a minute. We will have.
Thank you for the fire.
We will have the fireworks show for you. That's expected 30 minutes after this, and seeing as it's 9:42, I'm gonna guess we're gonna round up and go 10. If I were to guess. So I'm guessing 10 p.m. for the fireworks show here, and they will be celebratory fireworks as the Hardhats pull away and win 5-2 here, advancing to a 4-0, advancing up to 4 zip on the old win chart. They're the only 4-win team now, as Next Level has their doubleheader day tomorrow. Great for Palmer. He earns the win. The loss goes to Compton, though Compton pitched 6 innings and did a pretty good job at it. Palmer goes 7 innings pitched. He has 2 earned runs, and he strikes out 2. So that's his final stat line. He gets the win, complete game. And Missoula did a pretty good job. Hardhats did a good job of keeping their runs down. Remember, that is the tiebreaker after head-to-head, and should they lose to Next Level, fingers crossed they won't, then they would go to a tiebreaker, assuming that Pueblo takes care of business against Rocky Mountain. Then you would see a tiebreaker. Hardhats currently have the lower number, but they still have to take on Next Level, a very high-scoring team. And so they've got to keep this low. 2 runs, not the perfect situation, but it keeps it lowers their number.
Absolutely. Oliver, it's great to be with you. Wow, Dylan Marsh, what a great broadcaster.
It was awesome.
That was so much fun. And by the way, Dylan, part of Hardhats TV history, a record high audience for this game tonight.
Well,
amazing.
about that.
Okay.
Record high audience here. We have over 130. This would be the record if it weren't for 152 tuning in to Next Level versus Pueblo.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We shattered the record. We hit triple digits for the first time last night, and we have 2 of them today. And we're going to get another tomorrow, I'm sure, with Hardhats versus Next Level.
It's just so awesome all the way around, and I just want to say, on behalf of Hardhats TV, Albert, way to go. 14 games up, 14 games down. We got 5 games coming up tomorrow, beginning at 9. And then we have the 4 games on the 4th of July. A lot of baseball, and man, are the fans having a blast. And it's just as fun as can be to be around the ballpark. This incredible atmosphere with these awesome fans and these great teams who have come from so many different parts of the United States to compete. And how about Kelvin Torby and the Hardhats? They are 4-0 to start this tournament. And man alive, we're going to have such an incredible game tomorrow night with Next Level coming in and taking on the Hardhats. And I think we're going to have a very entertaining game at 11:30. That'll be the broadcast that I'll be doing the play-by-play for, as I understand it. And that's going to be Pueblo Azteca against the Rocky Mountain Lobos. Man, it is just a tremendous tournament. And if you're not working tomorrow, then come on down and make Fitzgerald Stadium the center pivot for your day in between Firecracker night and the actual celebration of our nation's independence on Tuesday.
Yep. Well, we've got a stacked schedule. They're going to have 4 more games tomorrow. We get to lead off the morning with Premier West, 0-4. They will play the Expos. Expos got that upset win. They technically have more wins in this tournament. There's no count, though, in terms of pool play, but they count in the record for them. They'll play Premier West. Premier West just dying. They have played so many good games, and they just can't get a win.
What can you say? I mean, Premier West, just relentless, constantly coming from behind. Dalton Berg's 2-run home run this morning, one of the great moments of the 2023 Firecracker tournament. I thought no Premier West did not win, but what can you say? I mean, what a moment that was when Dalton Berg hit that home run over the right field wall to tie the game 12-12 when Premier West had trailed Rocky Mountain 7-0 in the middle of the first inning.
Yep. Well, there we are.
This kind of feels like an opening ceremony. We've got the Next Level team able to sit on the grass and watch the fireworks.
Are they going to be over right field?
It looks like they're setting up. You know, we have such a great park system. I'm really not sure where the pyrotechnics are setting up to shoot off these fireworks.
They're not in left, is all I know.
I know one thing, we saw some fireworks in left last night.
Yeah.
With those back-to-back home runs from Harrison Good and Alex Dietrich. Man, this is so great. Happy birthday, fantastic. America, and congrats, Hardhats fans.
Go look a day over 240.
35-19 is now the Hardhats record. And they are a season high 16 games over the 500 mark. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got Premier West versus the Expos at 9. Premier West coming in 0-4, looking for their first win. This will be their... and then, regardless, they might play the Expos again if they do lose because the Expos play the 7th place team.
And I got some more good news. General Manager Wayne Sullivan, Coach Sullivan, letting us know that the Bullets won their championship.
Yeah!
So not only did the Expos rally...
It was a post-22 great day.
It was an incredible day, up and down for Hardhats baseball. The Expos beat Rocky Mountain, essentially knocking the Lobos out of contention here in the Firecracker tournament. And then, boom, over in Gillette, the energy capital of the world, the Bullets get it done. And that is just phenomenal to see the Bullets take home the championship in Gillette today. Way to go, Bullets.
That's pretty cool. So I've got, as I was saying, Premier West versus the Expos, and then we get Pueblo Rocky Mountain. Pueblo needs to win that game to finish out 4-1 and still keep themselves in contention for the championship game. Then Papillion will play Rocky Mountain in a. Is that the first time they played? It is.
It is.
Okay, well, Papillion is 0-4, but they've played incredibly good, and every single team they've played was undefeated at the moment. They've played Pueblo twice. They've played Next Level, and they've played the Hardhats. Those are the top 3 teams in the schedule. They have just played all of the tough ones. They get to play Rocky Mountain, who is a hard one, but not quite as hard. And then and then it's Missoula Next Level. That's where Missoula can play spoiler to Next Level, who is 3-0. Try to get themselves locked into that 3-4 game. And they can try to make a comeback against Rocky Mountain as Rocky Mountain doubleheaders. And now we've got Missoula, and then it's Missoula, and then it's Next Level Hardhats, which would all likelihood be 4-0 versus 4-0, winning in.
Well, another big thing to look at here is the point that you brought up before the Hardhats broadcast against Missoula, and that's the runs against average, because we could very well have a scenario, and let's hope the Hardhats go the distance and win every game here at the Firecracker. But as you pull up the graphic on the screen, Oliver, the Hardhats
this was before our game.
The Hardhats and Pueblo Azteca will not play one another. So if you have a tie between the Hardhats and Pueblo Azteca at 4-1 potentially after tomorrow, the spot in the championship game, if it does go a certain way tomorrow, could very well come down to who has the lower runs per inning, and so a per game average. So we're going to have to see, or runs per inning average, I believe that is.
It's runs allowed per inning.
Runs allowed per inning pitch. There we go. But what we know is that it is going to be a fierce battle to get into that championship
it's
game.
time.
It's time for fire.
I'm going to run out there and start filming. I'll take this off your screen right now. Here we go.
Here come the fireworks. Oliver is going to go get the camera. And get ready, everybody. Happy birthday, USA.
That was pretty cool. I realized halfway through out there, I'm like, I should have turned off the scoreboard so you guys could see it a little better, but I tried to adjust about that.
You know what? I think people like seeing the Hardhats win, and if they just tuned in, they get to see the score again. What a night! What an experience! And how about the crowd? Unbelievable! This was great. I didn't know you could light that many fireworks off at once in such a close space. That was just great.
Well, that was pretty cool. Thank you all for joining us for our Hardhats quintuple header. Whether you just watch this or the rest, we will have another one tomorrow with you. And Firecracker pool play. What a great night here. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you.